Toronto, but I know a lot of people feel he should be. I know Ross McLeod, who's also a security person. I know a lot of people get confused, Ross McLean, Ross McLeod, but Ross was on the show last week, and he may be on with me later in the week on Jim Richards' show. He thinks very highly of Deputy Slowly and some of his ideas. And one of the ideas that, again, I haven't been able to put it to Deputy Slowly yet, but that Ross McLeod has talked about is the idea of the umbrella and incorporating all the security into one thing like they have at the airport, so that there's not a question. You see this thing with Gene Jones, the new TCHC boss, saying that he wants to see guns out there. There needs to be a conversation to integrate all of it, and they're all working with police. And I think that includes the guardian angels, whoever, all hands on deck kind of thing. Instead of everybody trying to be piecemeal and keep their own little empires in silos. What do you think?
Oh, you're reading exactly right. It's people in silos protecting their empires. And sometimes people in silos, I come across this when I try and help companies when they've got problems and they call me in. They've been in their silos so long, they don't even see their own problems, and they don't know how to get themselves out of it. The problem that we're having here, Joe, is it comes back to leadership. This is the parallel to the Orange investigation that's going on. You tell me, who is it that said they're taking this gang violence, this killings, the shootings, little children getting hit? Who is it that said they're going to make sure it stopped? Who's the person in the city or the province who said that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm not sure either, and that seems to be part of the problem for me.
When we come back after the break, Ross McLean will continue. We'll take some calls, and we're going to bring Daryl Monahan in as well. You're listening to The Late Shift on In Depth Radio, News Talk 1010. I think that the mayor and the chief of police should go to every funeral that happens in a city, and I know in some centers that happens because they don't have as many. Here we have far too many. And what we don't talk about are the people, very often anyway, that we don't talk about the people that are really badly maimed from bullets. And I've worked with some people, I think of Barbara Turnbull and the Toronto Star reporter, and many other people along the way, Louise Russo, etc. And I think of John O'Keefe, I think of Evie Lamonis, I think of Jane Kriba, I think of Brianna Davey, and it goes on and on and on. I've covered 500 of these things, so they don't fool me, Ross. I'm fed up with the mayors and the chiefs of police and all that. I'm not talking them personally. I'm talking the people in these positions. They talk BS all the time.
It's the game, and you know what? Right there, you're bang on about something. People like to say, "Oh, the homicide rate." Oh, the homicide rate or homicides are about the same as last year. It's just the shootings that are up. It's just the shootings. Well, let me tell you something. A shooting has a lot more consequence than a homicide. If you go talk to anybody in the insurance business, they tell you they pay a whole lot less for someone who's dead than they do for someone who's going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life and need physiotherapy or have to maybe use a bag to go to the washroom for the rest of their life.
And it was a ridiculous comment that the one I'm thinking of was that Mark Pugash tried to sell, and I read it in the Toronto Star, talking about that they're shooting into cars. And I haven't talked to Mark about it, but he was quoted in the story saying that. And I'm thinking, that was right before the Danzig shooting, and I couldn't believe it. I was on the show here reading it, and it's like I know that he's just doing his job, but there's a responsibility these people have to tell it as it really is, and now they're doing that. I think they're trying to do that more now.
Well, let's address that spin really tightly, because that's something people need to understand. I want the listeners here and the people of Toronto, I want to inform them so that they know when they're being spun. And, that you should be writing and sending emails to your counselors telling them you don't want to be spun anymore. That one stat, listen, there's lies, damn lies, and statistics when you do stuff. That stat, I could not believe after the Eaton Centre shooting that the chief and Mr. Pugash and some others went on air, went on TV shows, did the rounds and said, oh, listen, people, you have to understand what's really, really up high is the shootings at people where they miss people. So they're not really hitting their targets. What's happening is guys are driving by, they're firing their gun at 10 people to either scare them or maybe they miss them, and they're saying, wow, that's great. That's one shooting with 10 non-victims. You know what? It's a matter of time till you get those infants hit, till you get driving in your car hit.
It was a ridiculous spin, and I can't believe that they did it. I can't believe that the media let them do it. 416-872-1010, 1-877-518-5151. Star Talk on your cell 8255.